Get started. Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this WICRI learning session. My name is Hassan Masagi, and I'm an MD PhD student here at the University of Alberta, and I'm also the delegate chair for the WICRI Trainee Advisory Committee. Today we have Paramita and Marina, who will tell us about business resources for health and life sciences innovators. I hope you're as excited about today's session as I am. So just to give a little bit of background, Paramita Chaudhuri Basu is the Director of Programs and Ecosystem Development for the Health Innovation Hub. She's a life science enthusiast with a passion for innovation and entrepreneurship, and has a rich background and subject matter expertise in life sciences, biotech, and health tech. Paramita has worked with several startups, supporting them with their business readiness and technology commercialization needs. And she's a trained facilitator, mentor, and coach. So we're really happy to have her here. Marina Barbu is the operations manager for the Health Innovation Hub. She's an innovation enthusiast with 9 years of experience in operations management and leadership. And she's highly skilled in communication, customer relations, project management, training, and team building. She's passionate about innovation and entrepreneurship because she believes that new ventures can challenge the status quo, provide innovative solutions to the customers, and make the world a better place. So really happy to have both Marina and Paramita here. So I'm just gonna share my screen here for a second. Okay. And before we get started, I'd like to mention the U of A acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 6 territory and respects the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. And I would also like to thank WICRI's funders, Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation and the Alberta Women's Health Foundation, with the support of which this session has been possible. And I'm going to stop sharing here. So today's session will consist of a 30-minute talk by Paramita and Marina. And we're going to have 30 minutes for questions and discussions at the end. So please keep your questions until the end, or you could put them in the chat while the talk is going on, and we'll get to them at the end of the session as well. I'd also like to remind everyone that the session is being recorded. Now, without further ado, I'd like to invite Paramita and Marina to the virtual podium.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Hassan. I'll just share the screen here in a moment. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Sorry, one moment. Technical difficulties, I apologize.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Ehsan. We are really very excited to be here and present to you about the Health Innovation Hub and what we do. Marina is getting things started and she's going to be leading the presentation. So great. While she is getting things ready, I'll invite everybody if you can just quickly put your information in the chat about who you are and what brings you here. That would really help us. Also, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat. We will be monitoring the chat and we'll get to your questions at the end. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Paramita. Thanks, everyone, for your patience. Welcome to our presentation. As Ehsan mentioned before, I'm Marina. I'm the operations manager with the Health Innovation Hub. We're going to be talking about Health Innovation Hub today and what resources we offer and how we can support the health and life sciences innovators. Where can you find us? So we are a University of Alberta asset. Health Innovation Hub, and we're part of the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry. So you can find our webpage on the FOMD page within the U of A and under the research tab. We also have exciting news. We are entering into a strategic partnership with Applied Pharmaceutical Innovation. This is very exciting for us because it will allow us to offer even more resources to our companies, such as access to regulatory consultants. We can leverage API's talent as well as the subject matter experts. It will also allow us to develop more robust programming and access a bigger network of ecosystem partners. An API will come as they will be responsible for operating the Health Innovation Hub, and Health Innovation Hub will still be part of being University of Alberta asset. So you're able to find our page on their website as well. It will be under the programs. Where are we physically located? We are located in downtown at Enterprise Square. It is on the 4th floor. There is the University of Alberta Innovation Center, and we are part of it. So whenever you have a chance, you're welcome to stop by and see our office. It's gorgeous. We have a lot of sunshine here. Our team consists of 3 members. We have Paramita, who is the Director of Programs and Ecosystem Development. It is me, I'm the Operations Manager, and then we have Nife. She's our Event Coordinator. And we're in the process of hiring at the moment. We're looking for a coordinator programs and ecosystem, which is a full-time position. Anyone in the audience that is interesting, I know we have some students that sign up for this session. So if you'd like to apply, we have the QR code here, and then Paramita will be sharing the link for the job application in the chat as well. So what is our vision? So we like to call ourselves a community incubator, and we focus on innovators and entrepreneurs that are working towards better human health outcomes. And to expand on this, we're looking at our mission. So we help entrepreneurs to achieve their commercialization success for their health and life science technologies by providing various resources like programming, access to space and training resources. We offer coaching and consulting support, and then we can make the connections to peers and advisors. We have 3 values. This is collaborate, innovate, and impact. We value the collaboration, and we work very hard with others to foster a unified human health community. We also value impact. We're committing to supporting our community members in their commercialization journey, and we pride ourselves on driving impact as a post-secondary institutional incubator dedicated to human health outcomes. And finally, we value innovation. So we believe in continuous learning mindset, and we listen to our members, and we understand the challenges, and we aim to make improvements and to find new solutions to address those challenges. Who are we for? We focus on entrepreneurs. And who are the entrepreneurs? They're the researchers who have created or want to create a startup venture and are looking for support. We also work with the service providers. We work with investors, law firms, consulting bodies, other professional bodies that would like to access our companies and then support them as well by providing their services. We also focus on students and trainees. We're looking for current and past students like postdocs, graduate and undergraduate, who want to transition into industry and want to network with entrepreneurs and company employees. So we offer a variety of services, such as we offer project-based consulting. We also give access to space and equipment. We provide the navigation services, meaning we can connect with anyone in the community that you might need. We offer collated information, and I'll expand on that in the next slides. We also offer business development playbooks, business coaching. We basically meet with the companies on a monthly basis and provide the guidance, set milestones, and then provide those personalized services. We also offer business and marketing strategies and financial projections. Some of the examples from our project-based consulting. So we worked with our companies on developing their pitch deck. Many times they need to go and pitch for raising funds or pitch for investors or a potential partner. So we help them to develop the pitch deck and make it relevant to each audience that they go to pitch to. We also do a customer segmentation analysis. We look at the sales strategy. We work with a company that focused on the B2B market, so we developed that sales strategy for them. We also developed a stakeholder mapping for one of the ventures. We identify the target market, and we also develop business model canvas. From the collated information, how many of us are so overwhelmed with all the information that is coming towards us, and we feel like we have so limited time and attention to actually filter through it and look through it and get, everything, extract what's relevant to us. So as an entrepreneur, it's even more crucial to actually focus your time to what's needed, what's important. So that's where we come into play. So basically we have 3 avenues for our information. We have the Slack channel, we have our biweekly digest, and our calendar. So Slack channel, we created various channels where we share information that is relevant to entrepreneurs, and especially that we are familiar with the ventures. We actually can filter down the information and just put what's relevant. I'm managing all this, so it takes me a lot of time, just to give you some perspective. So it's a really useful resource. Then another avenue is our Health Innovation Hub biweekly digest. We launched it in November last year, and it's getting traction. We're at 430 subscribers up to this date. So we have releases on a biweekly basis, and same, we share information about events, resources, anything important relevant for the entrepreneurs. Additionally, we also give updates about what's happening at the hub, also what's happening with our members. So this is a very good platform for our members to actually market themselves and share any news, anything that is happening for them through the digest. And then the third avenue would be the calendar. So we developed a calendar where we put, again, important events and deadlines and reminders of any grants or any funding opportunities. So you have access to it and you don't have to look, and you can join any event that you might be interested in. We also have additional services beside the ones I mentioned above. So we have the partner discount rates. As an example, we joined a partnership this year with a Good Lawyer. It's another startup company based in Calgary, and they focus on legal services. And our members can get discount to use their services. We also offer subsidized programming, community and connections. We organize and facilitate various events and workshops, and I'll talk about it more later. And we're looking into creating an advisory council as well as a talent and job board. So our space, we offer dedicated desk space where you can work at. We also have a shared kitchen and lounge area. You can have your lunch there where you interact with other entrepreneurs. We also have a meeting room here. You can reserve it on a first come, first serve basis. And it's an ideal space if you'd like to hold a meeting that requires privacy, job interviews, meeting with investors, or any other meetings that you might need to organize. There is a mail room as well, so you can use the Health Innovation address, business address, and then all the mail comes there. You can access that. And our area is has 24/7 security, and there are utilities and custodial services, so you don't have to worry about that. I have some pictures here of our space. At the bottom left is our lounge area. Top right is our shared space with desks. And then we have our lab space as well. And this is a biosafety level 1 lab space, and same thing, you get a dedicated desk where you can work at. And there is some equipment that is shared. From our navigation services, we can make connections to partners, funding buddies, lawyers, consultants, or advisors. We have connections within the U of A. We can connect you to the innovation resources within the university. We also can help you navigate the ecosystem. Again, give you advice on various programs, suggestion on events, some professional development opportunities, and job boards. Talent Hub, this is very exciting for the students in the audience. So for anyone interested, joining the Talent Hub, we'll share the link in the chat. Paramita will share it for you. So what does it give you? It gives you access to the health startups, health startup world. It gives you opportunity to network with founders as well as employees. You get access to information about job postings and networking events, some company and founder spotlights. You also get a chance to volunteer with us. And again, volunteering gives you an opportunity to see what the what Health Innovation Hub does, and then get involved, network with other in the community, and then just have a taste of how is it to work in this ecosystem, and then get some experience, obviously. I want to bring forward the case study. I know we talk a lot about theory, but let's look at a real example. So we have a postdoctoral student who is developing a new innovative clinical health app. They gathered a team of scientists and are looking to incorporate. So the student is in search for several resources. First of all, they're looking for office space to work from and hold meetings. They're looking for guidance with the incorporation process, looking for business expertise, and then access to funding for R&D, research and development, and hiring. So how Health Innovation Hub can support the student? First of all, office space, meeting rooms, dedicated desk, everything that comes with the office space, they can get access to it. We can offer business coaching. So we can meet every month, talk about the incorporation process, make the connections needed in order to execute that. We can also look for some funding opportunities and direct the student into that, where to go and find them, and the application process and everything around that. We also can support by finding the right fit for hiring by leveraging our Talent Hub pool. We can help with the navigation, again, making the connections required. And then Good Lawyer, the partnership I mentioned earlier, they actually have a incorporation package. So we can connect them to Good Lawyer and they can get a discount for the service. I know I talked a lot about Good Lawyer, but we have Joshua, who's the Chief Operating Officer, and he'll be coming for our next In Conversation event, and that will be held in October. So In Conversation series is an online event held every month on the last Friday of the month. So the goal of it is to inform our community about various services available in the ecosystem. So we bring a guest speaker and then they talk about what they have to offer, and then we have a Q&A at the end of the session. And then we record all the sessions, so they're available on the YouTube channel. If you want to look at any of our previous events, you're more than welcome to check our channel. Another series of events that we hold are Health Innovators meetups, and these are in-person events. They're held every second Thursday of the month at 4 p.m. They're held here at the Health Innovation Hub. This is a great opportunity for people to network and meet other innovators, entrepreneurs, investors. We have quite a variety of people attending it. And then for this event, we select different topics, and then we have panelists. Our next event will happen on September 8th, and we'll be touching on product development resources for innovators. We're going to have representatives from ISAIC, from CAMPS at NATE, which is the Medical Simulation Center. And then we're going to have representative from Applied Pharmaceutical Innovation. It's going to be very interesting. Paramita is going to share the link in the chat if you'd like to join us. And then you get to see the space and meet us as well. how do we select applicants? So we're going to look at our business model. We start with our initial application. So anyone interested can go on our website and apply. We also get some referrals, and then we do business development, outreach, go to various events where we can target potential new companies that might benefit from our resources. So we look initially at the application and analyze it. So what does it mean, analyze it? We just make sure it's a right fit, because we had applicants that applied from international, from India and other countries where our focus is in Alberta. We had other companies that are focused on veterinary, in the veterinary space, and we want to keep it more narrow to focus on human health. So we just do a filtering to see if it's the best fit. Then we're identifying the areas of support. So we look what stage the company is at, what needs they might have, how we can support them. And then we have a hands-on model, meaning we meet with the companies, we set milestone goals, and we track the progress. Currently, we have a total number of 51 companies, a variety of sectors, from digital health, medical device, up to service providers. And we're accepting members year-round and it's an ongoing process. So if anyone is interested, or you know anyone that might benefit from our resources, more than welcome to apply. Paramita will share the link in the chat how to do it. A link that will take you to the application form on our website. And then we have here the logos of some of our companies here. We also have quite a big representation from various faculties at the University of Alberta. So out of 51, 29 are from within the university. The founders are at the university. They're either in a capacity of a researcher, professor, student, postdoctoral student. So the highest number is from the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry, that's 14, and then we have the engineering with 7, and then rehabilitation medicine with 3. So it's quite exciting that we're able to support the University of Alberta into their strategic goals when it comes to the innovation. Some of our success stories. So Nanostics has been in the news lately, very, very exciting. Give me one moment here, sorry. I apologize. So Nanostic, they launched a prospective clinical study designed to validate a novel and minimally invasive bladder cancer diagnostic test, which is called Clarity DX Bladder. And they will be using the Clarity DX diagnostic platform. And this clinical study was launched in June, and the patient recruitment is happening in Alberta. However, the company has plans to expand to further sites across North America. And then another piece of news from Nanostics as well. They received a CE IVD mark for their Clarity DX prostate. And this is required for all in vitro diagnostic devices to be placed in the European Economic Area, Iceland, Norway, and Liechtenstein. And that will allow Nanostics to market and sell Clarity DX prostate in these countries. Another exciting news is a successful exit from Meadow AI. So Echo purchased Meadow AI this year. And Echo is a pioneering health information and medical devices company. Another success stories from Nayat Lab. So they launched their first line of products called 12 LED ECG. And this is an AI-based solution for anomaly detection. And also another second news, which was released 2 days ago, I think. They have a partnership with the Telemed, and it's their first commercial partnership. They will integrate their Detect ECG API product line with Telemed's flagship application, VitalFlow. And this partnership represents an amazing opportunity to go to market and will provide offerings to a larger market segment. And finally, another success story is from Antos Pharmaceuticals. They opened a new 9,600 square foot research and development facility in the Torrey Pines community of San Diego in California. And this collaborative space will be shared with other Antos sister companies that will allow for them to expand their team and infrastructure and support continued growth. And we have one WICRI member that is a president of RGH Biosciences, and he's part of Health Innovation Hub. And what RGH Biosciences does, they develop novel transfection regions and delivery systems that transport different types of nucleic acids to a range of human cells and cell lines. And I'm not sure if anyone in the audience is familiar with him. He's a professor, and his research theme within WICRI is children's health and well-being. And with that, I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to present today. And here is the contact information for us if anyone is interested or has any questions. And we're opening the floor for questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Marina, for the great talk. I'm pretty excited for us to have this this set of resources available to the U of A community. So I do see some questions in the chat here, so we can get started with those. And if anyone else wants to actually ask their questions, you could raise your hand, and I'll call upon people to do that. But to go through the questions in the chat, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anyone's question here. So Tatiana was asking, is the business coaching available for startups from Calgary on a remote basis?
Paramita, did you want to take that question?
Absolutely. Yes. So we did. Thank you, Tatiana, for that excellent question. So yes, we do the business coaching, and because of COVID, everything has been online. So that, and we have been doing Zoom, and in fact, like today we are doing Zoom. In an ideal world, we would have all been in person, maybe. So that has actually opened up. Earlier, it wasn't so. It was more very in person. So it was very, you have to be around to come and do the business coaching. But now it is available to people, and there are companies who are in Calgary and who have, or in other parts of Alberta. In fact, we do have another company who's located here in Alberta, but right at this moment, the founder is in Montreal. And so we do business coaching through Zoom. So we use that all the time. So absolutely, yes, for right now, but we are always monitoring the COVID situation, because there's a big difference to doing it in virtually versus doing it face to face. So we will see how the things work out. But for now, absolutely, yes. Thank you for that question. It was really a very important one. Perfect.
Thank you, Paramita. Okay, so the next question we have here is from Argo, and he's asking, re Talent Hub, can the employers connect to you as well to find a suitable candidate? And is there a list of talents that the employers can access?
Yes, absolutely. You can reach out to us. We do have quite a few members, part of the Talent Hub. We can share the job posting with them as well. And once we receive the applications, we can always send them to the venture or company that is looking for the person.
Okay, perfect. I don't see any other questions in the chat. If someone else has it. Oh, yeah.
I think Kelly's
for it.
Hi, thanks so much for your presentation. That was really interesting. I'm curious, I think a lot of the time with researchers, one of the big barriers to commercializing their findings is kind of all the financial costs that are involved in all of the stages. Things like filing patent costs can be, thousands and thousands of dollars, and there aren't a lot of supports for that. Do you see potentially in the future the Health Innovation Hub, having some sort of grant support or anything like that to kind of help with some of these patent costs? Or
I can take that.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so thanks again. That's another excellent question, and it is a big barrier, as you mentioned. However, this is something that often happens is it is not as much of a barrier as people think. There are a whole lot of other barriers to commercialization. Understanding the product market fit is one of the significant barriers for why companies fail, and not so much about finding the actual money for doing your IP. So when you talk about IP, specifically because of that question has come up, a patent cost, what would happen in the future, as in whether the Health Innovation Hub is going to have a pool of resource, a pot of money, and do sort of like a program for different innovators, different researchers. We are always open to looking at what are the different ways in which we are helping. So definitely that is a possibility. But what we offer right now and what does actually help significantly is an understanding of what are the different other resources out there which you could use for paying for your patent. For instance, there are programs available from Alberta Innovates with which you can pay for patent costs. So programs such as ACE Concepts and ACE Validates, Accelerating Innovation into Care, that is one of the vital, and many of our companies actually uses that. So it is competitive, but it actually gives researchers an ability to put in patent costs into your grant, which normally if you're going for a regular tri-council application, you wouldn't be able to put it in. But in this case, there is the opportunity for you to put it in and then work towards commercialization, pay off patents. Even for those researchers who don't have such, there are other programs. So we could connect them with those. So it's there are opportunities there. And then another thing is if you find you have got a great product market fit and you find investors, people who are interested in you, they often would pay for patent costs as well, because the investment brings in, this is the money we would be using for this and that. So access to money is one of the issues for sure, but it's not the significant barrier as often innovators think.
And I guess kind of a follow-up question based on that, because this is like a WICRI hosted event for women in children's health research specifically. I work with David Olson, who is a professor here at the U of A. I'm the senior scientist in his group. And he has 2 different startups that have started over the last 5 to 10 years. And we've found so many barriers for women's health, like with women's pregnancy health, that we had a big team in one of our companies we had 12 people with so much experience. We, pitched to, 20 to 30 different venture capitalist companies. We worked so hard on it, and like the people just don't want to invest in a drug for a pregnant woman. And we just found so many barriers in terms of actual concerns that had nothing to do with the market fit. Like there's a market fit, there's just a lot of other unease. Is there any other kind of like women and children's health, like specific advice you could give within the Health Innovation Hub as well?
Again, you ask a very excellent question, because often that happens and we see this several times, that we do have researchers who have this great product, or they are doing this work in this specific field, as you mentioned, women and children's health, which is very important. But then they're doing a whole lot of things, but what they are, and they're struggling because they're not really finding what we call traction. And they think, oh, there isn't enough interest there. There are many things that leads up to traction. One of them is having your pitch deck. One of them, what in marketing terms we call talking to the people who would listen, your target audience. So when you talk about your target audience, it's not of only who is your customer, but in many cases, it's also who is the venture capitalist. So if you're going out and pitching to venture capitalists, and I don't mean you as in your company, but like an entrepreneur, when they think, oh, we have had that in many cases, like going and pitching to somebody, maybe you get a referral to a VC firm who has invested in a tech company, and you think I can go and pitch to them. It does not fall within their investment thesis. And our investment thesis is something which is they have a specific set guidelines and check marks, 300 to 500 questions, which determine what stage of company they're going to invest in, what are the different things. So all of those fall into that product market fit thing that I was talking about. It's not just your product and your market as in your customer, but knowing the larger picture, and we absolutely can help with that. And we do, because we could tell you this is where you could go. We could do research for you. We could help you do your research, and there is multiple other ways. So I would really encourage you, if you, what are the two companies that you mentioned?
One's called Leafmore Biosciences, and the other one is Maternica.
Oh, this is wonderful, because then you could actually absolutely apply to be members of the Health Innovation Hub. And this is the reason why we came here. So Marina will connect with you. If you can put your contact information in the chat, we can absolutely help with you. Would you be fine with that?
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to talk over email for sure.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay, awesome. Looks like we've made a deal here. So I'm gonna move on to the next question in the chat. So Tatiana is also asking, are you helping with the application process to Alberta Innovates grant, business plan, etc., to obtain funding on initial stage of development of health mobile apps?
Thank you, Tatiana, for the question. So we definitely can provide guidance around the application process. We can recommend some. Are you looking for specifically developing the business plan or filling out the application? What kind of?
Usually business plan, because this is first requirement usually from Alberta Innovates, and yeah, because I'm not, I'm mostly medical person. That's why I'm looking for something about business. Yeah.
Excellent. We actually had a recent client asking about the same. So what we can do is recommend people in the ecosystem that can provide the services, you know, to develop the business plan. We can also, if you're deciding to go the route of hiring a student, we can always recommend the programs available for that. We can also assist with, if you are deciding to hire a student, with developing the job description and what to look for and how to post and all the pathway to hiring. At the moment, we don't offer specifically us to develop the business plans. In the future, while we, you know, create new programming, we'll definitely look into that. But at the moment, we can provide guidance and, you know, navigate that pathway of developing the finding someone that would do it for you.
Okay, thank you. What do you mean hiring student? Do you have any funding resources for student? Any programs like internship?
Yeah, so basically you could get some funding to hire a student that will develop the business plan for you.
What about actually mobile application? Do you have any collaboration with students from university who can help with development of first part of application, just like prototype?
Sorry, could you expand on that?
I mean, because I know in Toronto they have a program, and I applied already for this program, that students, in terms of their studying process as a practice, they develop mobile application or a website for companies. And I'm just wondering, do we have something like that in Alberta, in Calgary, or in Edmonton? Some kind of this collaboration.
So pretty much a capstone project, which you're referring to, like to work with a professor and make it part of that course of developing something?
Yeah, it's like part of the curriculum, part of the studying process.
You can definitely, we can connect as well, and then we can discuss more about what you're looking for, and then I can look for some connections that we have at the university, because there are such programs. You'll have to reach out to the professor directly and then discuss the details.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Marina.
You're welcome. Of course.
Okay, amazing. The next question we have in the chat is from Tanya. And she's asking that she's seen that UCalgary has separated out life sciences innovation and social innovation. Do you see differences in approaches, partnerships, consultation, or support between these types of innovation?
It is hard to, I guess, comment on the social innovation because we're not in that space, but I would assume there should be some difference if there is a separation in it. I don't know, Paramita, do you have any comments to this question?
Yeah, absolutely. I could try to add on. Yes, Marina is right in talking about it. Tanya, so what Innovate Calgary has done, the social innovation is at this present moment. You've probably heard about what they have is a USEED, which is investment fund. And investment fund USEED, earlier USEED used to invest only in tech companies. Now they have made a social innovation fund as well. So it's not so much as a differentiation between life sciences innovation and social innovation. They more or less, they were looking at, there are a lot of companies coming up who are working in the social innovation space. And they find that, and it's becoming quite a big thing today, that, and unless and until we have got venture capitalist firms or ways to actually fund these ventures, they wouldn't really take off. And so they created this USEED separate bucket, which is Social Innovation Fund. And that is where they are putting in a lot of their money. Now, I will have to find out more about whether they have specific programs for social innovation. I would think that many of the programs which we do for, like, for instance, like business coaching, or if you're talking about understanding your product market fit, understanding your business development related programs, they have a lot of similarity, irrespective of whether you are a mobile app company, as Tatiana was mentioning, or if you are a company who's into therapeutics, like Alicia was mentioning, or even if you are a company who is in social innovation. So those have similar buckets, but when you're talking about funding, as I was earlier mentioning about investment thesis, they have created the Social Innovation Fund with a specific investment thesis on investing in social innovation only. I hope that helps to answer this question.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the question, Tanya, and thanks for the answer, Marina and Paramita. I don't see any other questions in the chat. If anyone has any other questions, you can type in the chat or unmute and talk. But before, since I don't see any other ones, I had one question actually. So one of the things I've noticed is regulatory consultation can actually be something that people would be interested in, businesses would be interested in. And I have done a little bit of research on like the FDA website and the Health Canada website, and they can be really hard to navigate in terms of what exactly you need to do and what class of device, for example, your device could count as. So I'm wondering if the Health Innovation Hub has any sort of resources in terms of helping people with the regulatory aspect of a startup.
So at the moment, we can connect with people that will able to help you. Down the road, now that we are being part of the API program, we'll be able to leverage their experts in this area. So we are hoping to create some programming in the future around that. At the moment, we can provide guidance and navigate that by introducing to people that can offer the services. Anything to add, Paramita, or?
Yeah, absolutely. API has got and has for several years been doing a lot of work in the regulatory aspect, and they help a lot of researchers in their finding in writing out the investors brochure, investigators brochure, working on what are the different all the different forms, filling those up and doing all of that. So that is definitely something that API does, and there is a lot of pro bono work that they do, including helping and working directly with companies. So in fact, I would really encourage, Marina talked about our meetup, the one which is coming up next week. It is on product development resources, and we do have the vice president of product development at API who has maybe 20 years of experience working in regulatory, and he is going to be there specifically as a resource to talk about regulatory support that API provides. So if anybody has any interest, please do sign up for that. I have put it in the chat here, the link for the Eventbrite, and that is something that will give you like a leg up at the moment. And I wish, Ehsan, that you this was I had a better answer for you, but we have actually applied for funding, and we are in the process of like looking to see whether like we have created a program for regulatory support, exactly what you're asking for. It's around clinical trials and regulatory. If funded, that would be available from next year.
Perfect. That would be really exciting. And I think Tanya also mentioned in the chat that there are some resources through the quality management and clinical research as well at the U of A. Okay. With that, I don't know if there are any other questions or if anything else, Marina and Paramita, you want to add?
No, I don't. I think that's it. Thank you. It's been a really interesting discussion and presentation and everything. I appreciate everybody joining, and I hope you learned more about what we do, and looking forward to connect with people that left their contact information.
And I was wondering if people would be okay to come on screen for us to take a picture of this lovely gathering of people. It's nice to see the faces in the boxes. Where are you all hiding? Did you want to take a picture, Marina?
Okay, give me one moment here.
Thank you. And it was really interesting to see all of you and have all these excellent questions. It's always so useful. Oh no, sorry about that, Rhonda. So it was so useful to have all these questions, because it also helps us to realize that the work we are doing, if there are no questions, it's like